channel Luminousz Ztarr, and welcome. And I certainly hope this is not your last visit. Thank you so much for your subscription. Also, thank you for your support. Next point. Unfortunately, this painful experience has left many traumatized. Narcissistic rage occurs when he or she claims narcissistic injury, which is by way of perceived threats to his or her false self-image. The crazy making in the world of the narcissist and or the cluster personality seems wild and sometimes intentional. It was never designed to make any sense. The ultimate purpose seems to be to only feed the beast of his or her false self-image at the expense of others. Let's move forward. Signs and crazy making by narcissists. The first sign, gaslighting technique, emotional manipulation, financial manipulation, hovering over to hoover targeted prey back in, character assassination or smear campaign, recycling, love bombing, and idealizing romantic partners in order to devalue them all. All right? I call this one the 1-2 punch. They hover over your life, meaning as long as the relationship is physically over with a cluster B personality and narcissist, you will feel their presence, depending on how soon it was after you went no contact. This usually happens within the first 1 to 2 years. I know that 1 to 2 years is really not a very long time, but after you first go no contact with the cluster B personality or narcissist, I'm going to say about the first couple of years, it's going to be a pretty tough. Now, they will seem to be in your life. So this is the hovering stage. What does hovering mean? That means to linger over or to linger. So they will hover over your life, seemingly being in your life, because the flying monkeys and the enablers will bring him or her up in conversation. So the cluster B personality and or the narcissist will seem to still be in your life, even though the physical aspect of the relationship has been over for quite some time. And then they will hoover you back in. So again, I call this the 1-2 punch. They hover over your life, seemingly to be in your life, only to hoover you back in. That means suck you back in into an unhealthy relationship with him or her, of course, to resupply him or her. So again, this tactic right here is a tactic that is surprisingly a lot of people who have been involved with the narcissist and or cluster B personality, they overlook. A lot of us know about the hoovering. All right, let's move on. First tool, take time out to restore your energy field and reclaim your life. Second tool, journal your experiences and seek valuable lessons. Just like life, relationships teaches us what we need in order to promote personal growth. Third tool, work your support base. Isolation is not the best way to thrive forward past the unhealthy relationship you may have had with a narcissist or a cluster B personality. Sometimes we need the sabbatical for restoration. So our energy fields have taken a beating, especially if we've been involved with the cluster B personality and our narcissist for a long period of time. It's going to take you to recuperate, restore, and releasing the energy from the relationship, okay, the unhealthy relationship. And of course, we want to go ahead and continue to thrive forward in order to reclaim our lives. You know, we don't want to continue to live in fear consistently and constantly. I think the number one reason for health issues is being in a state of pandemonium or anxiety or fear. Next tool, journal your experiences and seek valuable lessons. Of course, life, just like our relationships, are designed to teach us something. And those valuable lessons usually are designed to promote our personal growth What do they call it? Growing pains. It's amazing how we human beings learn our most valuable lessons via the most painful experiences. I guess we human beings are hardwired that way, but it's amazing how that happens. So, life and relationships are usually designed to teach us some very valuable lessons which will promote our personal growth. So, journal. You don't have to journal by placing pen to pad. You can take a tape recorder and start recording. When you think about it, our lives are being recorded anyway. Our entire life is being recorded from the time you're born until the time of your death. It's all recorded. It's all documented. So why don't you take a little time out of your sabbatical, okay, and your solitude and just, record some of your experiences in order to help you to see the valuable lessons. So once valuable lessons are learned, or when you find out the purpose of that relationship, right? Ask yourself, what was the purpose of that painful relationship? It wasn't so you would be punished. It wasn't to show you that you're cursed. No, that's a little bit melodramatic. No. When we ask that question, what is the purpose of that painful relationship that we once had? It's amazing how the valuable lessons are there. And you know what? Once you answer that question, what was the purpose of that painful relationship? You will not have to repeat it. Just think about all the times that you have repeatedly involved yourself, if you have, in painful relationships. Different place, different face, same painful scenario. You ever wonder why that is? Because we did not learn the valuable lessons. And we didn't ask the question, what was the purpose of that painful experience or that painful relationship? Once that question is answered, I can almost guarantee you it will be a game changer, because you will not have to repeat that painful experience again. Does that mean that your life becomes free of challenges? No. Work your support base. Of course, a lot of my stars already know I'm already talking about the support base. I talk about it a lot. I'm an advocate for a support base. So if you're a part of a support base and you're navigating it, of course you're going to navigate it. Isolation as well as despondency will be kept at bay. You're less likely to isolate yourself. How can you isolate yourself when you are a part of a support base consisting of people? Because no support base is without people. I can tell you that right now. Okay? So when you're working your support base, you're less likely to isolate. And despondency more than likely will be kept at bay. First critical question: how often do you find yourself thinking about the painful experiences you had when involved in the unhealthy relationship with a narcissist or cluster B personality? Second question: are you blaming yourself for the actions, poor choices, and emotional state of the narcissist and or the cluster B personality? Last question: are you possibly obsessed over the narcissist and or cluster B personality even after going no contact? I know obsessed may be a strong word, but just think about it. A lot of us who have gone no contact, we're still thinking about the narcissist or the cluster B personality, wondering if they have learned the lesson. Talking about us learning valuable lessons, we want to know, have they learned the lessons? Are they having a change of heart? No, we have to stop that obsession. That's part of the obsession. We want them to change. We want the cluster B personality and the narcissist to change. We're looking for the signs for them to grow, for them to change, for them to get the lesson. We have to stop being obsessed over the narcissist and the cluster B personality, because he or she more than likely will not change. And even if they do, guess what? It won't have anything to do with you, or it won't have much to do with you. We can influence each other, but we cannot control each other, really. Okay, so when people do change, sometimes it is because someone has influenced him or her to change. It's not ever going to be because someone has made him or her change. Big difference. So, you ever met someone that has inspired you to want to do better? But when it comes to the cluster B personality and the narcissist, forget about it. They're less likely to change, yet alone to be inspired or influenced to do something better. So don't waste your time obsessing over him or her to change. This is the time for you to face the fact that you are transitioning. You're changing. Sometimes when we focus on other people and we want them to change, that's a wake-up call for us to realize that, hey, maybe we're changing. And maybe we have to start accepting that we're changing. So the obsession over the narcissist and the cluster B personality is quite common, even after going no contact. But yes, there are ways to stop becoming obsessed over him or her. So are you blaming yourself for the actions of the narcissist or the cluster B personality? When really at the end of the day, it's up to everyone, the choices that he or she makes. Yes, there's natural consequences that come after that, but it really isn't productive to blame yourself for what someone else has chosen to do, for what they have chosen for themselves, the actions, whether the choices are poor or not. And not only that, their emotional state, especially if we're talking about another adult. And yes, a lot of cluster B personality and or narcissists do remain in a very childlike state when it comes to their emotional state. But this is not your fault. So are you blaming yourself? I hope not. Okay? Well, this is another one that's quite common. Actually, all of these are quite common when it comes to the cluster B personality and the narcissist. But how often do you find yourself thinking about him or her and the painful experiences of the unhealthy relationship? Well, you can't change it now, but what you can do is change how you continue to live your life. Continue to thrive forward and do what you need to do to make sure that your overall well-being is on point. All right, let's move forward.